Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Game of Thrones. Last time on Game of Thrones, we had The Lion and the Rose, where it was the royal wedding between King Joffrey Baratheon and Margaery Tyrell, and everything was, well, not good per se, but I mean, as good as a Lannister wedding can be, so very awkward, everyone really hated each other, that sort of stuff. And yeah, Joffrey was really trying to make a fool out of Tyrion, which Tyrion, like, he just took it. He just took it, which was good. So, yeah. If I can adjust this fucking pop filter. I don't know why. I always have to have this pop filter centered. I feel like I've made it worse. Alright, that's just gonna have to do. Screw it. Yeah. And, I mean, there was other stuff that we could talk about with Lord Bolton and stuff like that, but there's really no need to, because the big thing that happened was Joffrey died. Yeah, Joffrey died. And that's cool. That's really nice, because everyone hates Joffrey. Don't know where we're going from here, though, so let's just get into it. But this is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. Let's stick to this episode and previous episodes of Game of Thrones that I've reacted to. And in terms of talking about the books, you can. I'd rather you be vague about it. Obviously, no spoilers from there. But if you want to discuss some changes between the books and the show, that's perfectly fine. And yeah, that's basically that. Let's get right into this episode of Game of Thrones. Here we go. Oh, jeez. We're starting...
You did this! You did this!
We have to leave.
Take him!
Oh, good. God, this is like maybe 3 seconds later.
Where's his wife?
Oh, Sansa is Audi 5000.
Find her.
Ooh, there's a fog... Ooh, there's a storm rolling in. That's good. That's good cover. Okay. She's out, at least. I hope this holds up.
Lord Baelish.
Peter.
It's Baelish.
Lady. Good. Good. I'm sure you've had quite a fright. Rest easy. The worst is past.
I promised I'd
Good man.
Softly, my...
Oh. Oh. Aww.
The Queen to hear, do you? He followed my orders, every one of them.
Yeah.
He did it all for gold.
I mean,
Money buys a man's silence for a time.
Baelish is tying up loose ends, and that is smart.
One of my husbands preferred the company of men and was stabbed through the heart. Another was happy as torturing animals and was poisoned at our wedding feast. I must be cursed.
Nonsense.
No,
Circumstances have improved.
they suck. Really, really did suck.
You may not have enjoyed watching him die.
He ended up fasting himself into an early grave because food was of this world and this world was sinful.
That seems stupid for Baelor to do.
What about strength?
Yes. Strength. King Robert.
Yeah.
Strong. He won the rebellion and crushed the Targaryen dynasty.
Dynasty, but whatever.
And he attended 3 small council meetings in 17 years.
Yeah.
Spent his time...
Wisdom is what makes a good king.
Yes. But what is wisdom? Hmm?
This is
A
really
house with
interesting.
Great wealth and fertile lands.
The day will come when you think you are safe and happy.
Oh.
And your joy will turn to ashes in your mouth. That's what he said to me.
You said the same crap, so...
You're a hateful woman.
Ooh.
Why have the gods made me love a hateful woman?
This is not the place to do this.
Jamie, please.
They asked the stranger not to kill us in our beds tonight for no damn reason at all.
It's a good thing to pray.
You'd be safer. in Molestown.
Are you bored of me?
Bored of you?
No, you'll just be safer there.
10,000 skilled soldiers fight for the Golden Company.
The Golden Company?
Never broken a contract.
They're sell
We're
swords.
willing to use blood magic to put you on the throne, but we're not willing to pay men to fight. Now, the Red Woman's magic is
Good
real.
point.
If I do not press my claim will be forgotten. I will not become a page in someone else's history book.
Yeah.
I'm running out of time, Sir Davos.
He needs to strike before Tommen really takes the throne.
Thank you very much.
I like this one. It's full of sword fights and pirates. You were a pirate once.
No, I was never a pirate. I was a smuggler.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, if you're a famous smuggler, you're not doing it right.
Father says a criminal's a criminal.
Your father lacks an appreciation of the finer points of bad behavior. To the officers of the Iron Bank of Bravos, from Stannis Baratheon, the one true king of Westeros,
That's not you.
I need to get their attention.
Yeah.
Right.
The Iron Bank, huh? They mentioned that last episode, I think.
Gilly. Please don't.
Darby, it's okay. Hey, it's nothing you need to worry about. He's confused. No.
Some believe the king choked.
Some believe the sky is blue because we live inside the eye of a blue-eyed giant. The king was poisoned.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that he was poisoned.
Studied poisons at the city.
If I cut your throat today, I will be drawn and quartered tomorrow.
Men at war commit all kinds of crimes without their superiors' knowledge.
So you deny involvement in Elias' murder?
Categorically.
But you ordered the death of the children.
You will preside. Mace Tyrell will serve as the second judge. I would like you to be the third.
Really?
Why?
Not long ago, the Tyrells sided with Renly Baratheon, declared themselves enemies of the throne. Now they are our strongest allies.
So you made the Tyrell girl a queen?
To serve as one of the new king's principal advisors.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer?
I realized you had...
A Targaryen girl has 3 dragons.
Ooh.
Before long, she will turn her eyes to Westeros.
Yeah.
Only the Dornish managed to resist Aegon Targaryen and his dragons.
That's true.
Anyone who might testify on your behalf?
Oh, I can call my own witnesses.
Oh, yay.
Generous of them. Very well, my wife, Sansa.
My lord, she's gone.
Gone?
No one's seen her since the wedding.
Yeah. That would have been a good witness, too.
I think she...
I don't want to see your head already mounted.
My lord.
Tord, I am giving you an order.
Yeah.
Go and find my brother and tell him I need him. And
good
get
man.
yourself out of King's Landing before it's too late.
Tord!
This is farewell.
Podrick, I say you have 2 options. Go to the wall, or go to Essos. Why does no one think of going to Essos? Essos, whatever.
Potatoes! Well, no one boils a potato better than your mum. She got...
Oh! Ah, crap.
Diamond! Hide!
Oh. Jeez! Friggin' wildlings.
We need to shore up Castle Black. We need to defend the wall. That is our job.
So they're not going after the...
Rangers returning.
Okay, that's one. Who's here?
There's still not a thing we can do to stop them.
I don't think I can kill 100 wildlings.
Yeah. That's a lot. Oh, hey. Meanwhile... Now, hey, they're Marine. Whoa, look at those pyramids!
They want you to send your own champion against them.
Oh. Okay. Who are you gonna send against him? You have a lot of options. Personally, I'd go with Grey Worm.
I was the last to join your army. I'm not your general or a member of your Queen's Guard or the commander of your Unsullied. My mother was a whore. I come from nothing. And before long, I will return to nothing.
You are the leader of the Second Sons, though.
You sure you don't want a horse?
I would want a horse.
Horses are faster than men.
Horses are dumber than men.
Heh. I mean, you could probably dodge a horse. He knows what he's doing. Alright, Dario, good luck. Oh! Fuck your horse. Nice job. Where did they get a catapult? Multiple catapults. Oh, there's her theme. Her war theme. Oh. Are they swords? Or... they're collars. Wait, what? Put the collars on them. Wait, is that it? Aw, crap. I didn't think that was gonna be it. No, wait, I want to see the rest of that scene, man. No. No, come back. I want to see the rest of that scene. Man. Alrighty. Man, I want the rest of that scene. I want to see what happened. I'm sure it's a 3 for 3, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Were they just like, well, we've seen her conquer liberate 2 other cities. Next time we'll just cut back and she'll already have taken it. Maybe. Alrighty. So, going over my notes, the first thing I wrote down is Baelish. So Baelish is the one. I'm not sure if he poisoned Joffrey. It does sort of lean that way, like this was all a plot by him. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, maybe it does really lean that way, doesn't it? Because, you know, the whole thing was to, I guess, really just to make a big enough distraction so that Dantos could get Sansa out of there and to Baelish. So I suppose it's possible that they worked with that and killed Joffrey in the process. That could be it. I don't know if that's precisely it, but they're kind of leaning towards that not exactly being the case. Because, I mean, we had that scene with Podrick and Tyrion where Tyrion was trying to figure it out, and he's like, okay, it's not Cersei. There's no doubt there's no doubt about it. Cersei didn't kill Joffrey. So, yeah. I don't know. Alright, there we go. But, yeah, that's at least good that Baelish saved her. And it seems like... well, they said they were sailing home. Does that mean they're going to Harrenhal? Or are they going to Winterfell? I honestly don't know. I don't know where they're going. So, yeah. But at least it's nice to know who at least saved her. This whole thing was thought up by Baelish. So that's at least good. I wrote down King Tommen. I did like that scene between Tommen and Tywin about what makes a good king, and they go over like, okay, Baelor and this other dude and Robert. It's like they all have very good traits, but the problem is they all lack something, and Tommen figures it out. They lack wisdom. So yeah, that is interesting, and he basically, I do kind of see it that Tywin did seed a little bit that Tommen needs his advisors, which Joffrey never really listened to them per se, despite the fact that definitely Tywin was running the country basically as Hand of the King, but Joffrey never consulted anyone on anything, and yeah, he never consulted anyone on anything, and just sort of, I don't know, he was never in on the small council meetings, which neither was Robert. Robert was only, I think Tywin said, like, in 17 years, Robert only sat in on 3 meetings. So, yeah. So I can kind of see that Tywin's already playing the field of how he can control Tommen to be a good king, because he openly admits Joffrey was not a good king. So I can see that this is basically like, I mean, this is going to be the 3rd king that Tywin serves as Hand. So it's almost like he's finally, like, now he is able to start immediately, right from the outset, start making a king that he wants, the king that the kingdom should have, because he was appointed by Aerys to be Hand of the King. And yes, they did, say that whole thing of, well, Tywin basically ran the country, which pissed off Aerys to no end. But at the same time, Aerys was very involved in stuff, at least more than Robert and Joffrey were. So there is that, and then he wasn't the Hand of the King to Robert, that was Jon Arryn, and he became the Hand of the King to Joffrey, but he came in later. And honestly, for all of season 2, Tyrion was Hand of the King. So yeah, so Tywin wasn't there in the early outset of Joffrey's reign, but now he is there from the get-go with Tommen's reign, and he is going to mold Tommen into the king that the kingdom probably needs, yet still under the thumb of Tywin Lannister, if that makes any sense. I wrote down Stannis' army. That is interesting. It's interesting that, now is the perfect time for Stannis to strike, because, no one liked Joffrey. Everyone hated Joffrey, and no one liked him, so like, everyone says, like, the kingdom is better off without Joffrey, but no one really knows what to expect out of Tommen. We don't hear about Tommen, so no one has an opinion of Tommen. Not that it's bad, but at the same time, they are tainted. Their perception of Tommen is a little tainted by the legacy of his brother. The fact that Joffrey was so vicious and so cruel that probably they think, well, maybe we should be done. Like, we don't want his brother on the off chance that he is Joffrey. So this is honestly the perfect time for Stannis to take the Iron Throne. This would be a time where he would go and challenge Tommen, basically challenge Tommen as the king, and this could be a good time to rally the people. It's like, okay, we had Joffrey, and Joffrey sucked, and we don't really want another Joffrey. Well, let's go with Stannis. Yeah, he's kind of strict, he's kind of a hard ass, but at the same time, we would rather have Stannis than another Joffrey. So yeah. So that's interesting, and I like that they're bringing up, Davos is actually bringing up we could get an army in Essos, Essos, whatever it is. We could get an army in Essos, which is something I didn't even think about, but they could do that. And so they mention the Iron Bank, which was talked about last episode between... they talked about it with Tywin and Marjorie's grandmother, whose name I don't remember. But they kind of talked about it a little bit. I don't exactly remember what they were talking about with that. But yeah, they mentioned the Iron Bank, so they're mentioning it here again. And Davos is writing to the Iron Bank of Essos, basically. I guess for some sort of... because they need money. And I think, like... well, honestly, that's a good place to start getting money, is to get a loan from the bank, basically. Get a war loan or something. So, and he specifically has it, like the letter is written so that it seems like Stannis wrote it. He even said, you know, to the Iron Bank of Essos from Stannis Baratheon, the one true king of Westeros. And so he's basically writing to the Iron Bank in Stannis' name, but it is a good idea, and he needs, like he said, I have to get their attention. And the only way he can do that, it's not going to, you know, if he says, yes, I am Davos Seaworth, it's like, who cares? But if you say Stannis Baratheon, the one true king of Westeros, that does work. So I like that. I wrote down Judge Oberyn. Very interesting, the way that whole scene went down between Oberyn and Tywin, because it is sort of a keep your enemies closer sort of deal. But that is exactly what happened with the Tyrells, is that they wanted to basically, because the Tyrells did, you know, side with Renly and become pretty much enemies of the kingdom, but now they're the Lannisters' greatest ally. So I can see why Tywin is doing the same thing with Oberyn and the Dornish people. And it does make sense, and he is kind of passing it off as, well, the Mountain did that. I had nothing to do with that, despite the fact that we know whether or not he ordered the Mountain to kill Oberyn's sister is debatable, but it's straight up true that Tywin was the one who ordered the deaths of every Targaryen child back in the day. We do know that. Catelyn brought that up once before. So, yeah. So, yeah, that is interesting. So now he is sort of blaming that. He is sort of passing that off as, well, the Mountain did that. I didn't order him to do that. And so now they're trying to... he's trying to make amends with Oberyn and the Dornish people because he knows he needs them. And definitely appointing Oberyn as a judge for Tyrion's trial does help that a little bit. But also, like, it's very clear why, you know, it's clear why Tywin wants to do this, because he said the Targaryen girl in Essos has 3 dragons. And so, see, we're starting to get a little closer to that. I like that. Because, you know, I think it was in season 2 when Varys was like, and yes, what about the Targaryen girl? And Tyrion was like, one problem at a time. First we got to deal with Stannis. So that's nice, at least, that we're kind of mentioning Daenerys a little bit more. I do like that. And it is interesting because, and I didn't realize this until I watched the lore video for season 3, but yeah, maybe it was there, I don't remember. It was something like that. But I believe when, like, Aegon Targaryen conquered the 7 kingdoms, but at the same time, Dorne resisted Aegon for like 150 years or something. That would be about half of the Targaryen dynasty right there. So I don't know about that. Maybe the years are off, but they did resist. And Tywin is capitalizing on that. He wants he wants to be sure that Dorne is an ally, so that if Daenerys does come to Westeros, then he will have a defense against her. So that's interesting. I wrote down Podrick. Such a good kid. He's such a good kid to still stick up for Tyrion, but it does make sense why Tyrion wants him to get out of there as fast as possible. Because it's not safe for him there. The fact that because he is very loyal to Tyrion. So, yeah, I did like that. I wrote down the wildlings. Fucking wildlings. Just killing a bunch of people and eating them. That sucks. And I don't know how we're going to... I don't know how we're really going to defeat the wildlings without... pretty much without outside assistance. There's only 100 people left at the wall, so there's only 100 people in the Night's Watch, so you need an army for that. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that. And then the last thing I wrote down was the collars. That is interesting that Daenerys doesn't even give them weapons or anything. She just gives them collars, presumably to enslave the masters now, or at least to make them feel like that. See, I don't know. She doesn't like slavery, so I don't know if that's what she's going for. And again, it's just I want to see what happened. We just end on the guy. He looks at the collar, and then he looks at his master, and then he just looks back, and then it just cuts. I'm like, I want to see what happens. I hate that Daenerys is relegated to the end of every episode now. I've noticed that, not on every episode, but on a lot of episodes. In a lot of these episodes, Daenerys, we used to have 1 or 2, maybe 3 scenes of her throughout the episode, but now, a lot of times she is getting relegated to the end of the episode. She's getting the last scene. And that sucks. I want more of Daenerys, man. She's my favorite character, so... yeah. Ooh, we almost... and that wasn't even a full scene. I want to see the rest of that. So, yeah, that kind of kills me a little bit. But I'm sure we'll cut back to Meereen at some point. Just means I have to wait a little while to watch the next episode. So, yeah, that is basically it for this episode of Game of Thrones. Really great, really interesting. A little screwed up with the whole Jaime and Cersei banging right next to the corpse of their son. Ugh. And she didn't want to either. It's come on, Jaime. You gotta take no for an answer. It's just... yeah, I don't know about that. It's a very dark episode. Not like it was an overall dark episode, but no one knew how to turn on a friggin' light in this episode. So yeah, that was kind of weird, but whatever. Yeah, that's basically it. Great episode all around. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Game of Thrones reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.